Last week, Bournemouth's draw at Selhurst Park was disappointing and not a great spectacle. We were level on points with the teams in and around us, but that draw in South London actually, due to the other results, put the gap 1 point clear. Plus, we've got a healthy goal difference, right? Maybe we've turned a corner in recent weeks. I mean, the point at West Ham was solid. Beating Fulham was much needed. And then, that point at Palace, we should have probably had all three, but we'll take it. So we're now unbeaten in 3. Manchester United are our opponents on Sunday, and in all honesty, it's really hard to work out what they are. It's been like that for many a season now. Whilst you sometimes look at them and think they're going somewhere, maybe apart from their Europa Cup exploits, check out their league form in April, and it's been pretty bad. Tom, we are playing Manchester United, not in 97 days' time, but this weekend, and it's big. And whisper it. Are we favourites?
I would probably say so. To be honest, I think even Man U fans would probably say that as well. I think, obviously, we've done well against them under Iraola. He's never lost to them, has he? We drew in the home game and smashed him in both the away games. I'd probably rather play them at Old Trafford, weirdly. Not only because we're better on the road, but I think we've turned a little bit of a corner, as you say. Man United, particularly in the Premier League, seem a little bit all over the place, and obviously losing to Wolves in their last game, proved more evidence of that. They're concentrating on a semi-final to save their season, so they would any Man U fan would say a good first leg and positive result in that is they would take a defeat in the league, because they're not going anywhere in the league. So it'd be an interesting game, mate, but hopefully, as you said, it's more of a spectacle than our most recent game, because we didn't dive into it too much. I know you spoke with Matty after the game, and you and I spoke about it, and it was just, it's one of them things where in context you go, the red card almost just ruined it for us as well, because they were very good at just going, actually, we've got no incentive to attack now. We'll just be really hard to break down. And just quickly on that game, because I often, have a go at refs. Often have a go at refs. And sometimes you can go, well, he's just biased because it's gone for ball. Well, this technically went for us. Yeah. They got a red card. The most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. How in the same, we talk about consistency, right? The same game, one player makes a foul yellow, the other player makes a foul yellow. Then Scott makes another one no yellow. Then less than 10 minutes later, their player does a tiny little and gets a second. Honestly, he'll still be working this weekend, I'm sure. But the only thing consistent about these officials are they have.
The only thing I can think, it was a culmination of lots of niggly challenges. Exactly. When I watched back the highlights, not even sure of that. So look, we'll take a point. We should have had all three. And look, we are really excited about the Cherries match-up with the Red Devils in the summer, but in a few days' time, we will face them in the most important game we've had in quite a while. Now, the last time they came to Dean Court, again, it felt like a bit of an injustice. Here's what happened. Goal. So frustrating, because that's always the first clear shot they've had. Literally a shot on the turn, goal. We've had so many chances. Wow. That came out of absolutely nowhere.
Apparently it was never a penalty. Really? I looked online and everyone said never a pen. Handball Smith isn't arguing, but the ball takes a massive deflection off Christie. Tony Harrington was keen to give that.
So 2-2 then at Dean Court. That was April last year. The Cherries, we drew first blood when Dom Solanke scored on 16 minutes, but that man Bruno equalised. We then scored a second on 36, Justin Cliver, but then a penalty was awarded and Bruno once again stepped up. I think we were in hospitality that day, weren't we?
We were indeed, mate. Yeah, and I remember thinking this is going to be the perfect day because we were absolutely battering them. But City penalty early in the second half, and and then we couldn't find the winner. I remember there was real conjecture at the end of the game where we thought we got a penalty, and then they gave it on the edge of the box, and and Unal stepped up, didn't he? I think that was the first one he took for us, but unfortunately didn't go in. But yeah, it was still a really good performance, mate. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we've always been better on the road at Old Trafford. It's a festive tradition.
It is. I mean, what about that reverse fixture this season? It was one that I didn't go to, but my God, mate, 3-0. What a game that was. Which one did you prefer? That one or the last one?
I think the last one, just because it was the first time we'd gone to Old Trafford. Well, I think I wasn't expecting it quite as much, whereas this time I thought we've done it before now.
Yeah.
What was weird is both games we went 1-0 up kind of, midway through the first half, and then scored 2 in quick succession in the second half, and it was virtually the same game, mate. But yeah, we were far too good at their place, and hopefully we can turn that around to our place now.
Well, of course, we scored a set-piece goal in that game. I think Howson scored a header from a Tavernier free kick, I seem to remember. And Manchester United, in terms of their set-pieces, well, only Wolves, with 12, have conceded more goals from corners in the Premier League than Manchester United on 11, whilst the Red Devils, 24% of goals have came from corners. That's the highest of any side in the Premier League this season.
It was Howson this season, and I remember at their place, Senesi scored from a corner. So, Zabba time.
This has been Manchester United's, worst season in the Premier League. Even if they won their last 5 games, their total would be 53 points, 5 less than when they finished 6th in 21-22 season with 58, which was their previous lowest points total. So when we played them at their place, after 17 games, so that was when we played them, that was the win in December. We were 5th with 28 points. Manchester United were 13th with 22. Since those games, we're of course on 33. Bournemouth are in 8th. Manchester United are in 14th. We gained 21 points in that time. They have gained 16th, mate. Is it any wonder we just don't know what they are? Because every so often, they show these glimpses of being organised, but then it just all falls apart.
Yeah, and they tend to do it in the big games, in inverted commas, don't they? So I think they played well against Liverpool in a game, and obviously in Europe, which for them are obviously big games this season. So yeah, it is a little bit strange. But yeah, it feels like every time we talk about Man U, we go, this is the worst they've been for like every time. They just get, and you just think, surely, but weirdly this time, for some reason, I don't know if this is going to, age badly. I feel like they've got the right coach. And I've got no real evidence for that. I like his, the way he is and the way he doesn't seem to, take any crap. I think Rashford would get in their team, but he went, I'm not having him. And I like the fact that he was a bit more, to the point in that regard. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But I think this season they're just trying to get it done, get it finished, get some of his players in and see how they go, mate. He's given a few younger players an opportunity as well, and he might do again this weekend. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
United always seem to be a club in an endless transition, don't they? Now, if we take a look at the league table, we can see that Manchester United have lost 15 league games this season, their most in a single Premier League campaign. The last time they lost more in a league season was back when it was the Football League 1989-90 season. So there it is, and that doesn't look pretty for them.
They're safe though, aren't they, Man U?
They are. They are officially. Congratulations.
They are safe. With Wolves, who have weirdly improved. I don't know what changed there. So they're both safe. But yeah, Man U are got a real chance of coming 17th, which is mad. But yeah, I think I'm right in saying that if we beat Man United, it's the first time ever we'd have finished above Man United. They can't catch us. So, and it'll be Tottenham as well. If we win at the weekend, Man U and Tottenham cannot finish above us. And that'll be the first time ever. So that's a nice little stat to smash. We're smashing them all every week, mate.
So it's a race not to finish 17th, by the looks of it, with some big clubs down there.
Yeah, even
West Ham are another one of them as well. So yeah, it's been an unbelievable season, I suppose, if you're a Bournemouth fan, but also a Manchester United fan in different ways. Let's check out the form table then. Thankfully, due to
Wolves are top,
some better results, Bournemouth are 11. But like you say, Wolves, mate, what's going on there?
They beat Man United, didn't they? But I do think they've pulled out some results recently, but I didn't realise that good.
In their last 6 games, they've won 5 and drawn another.
That's mad, isn't it?
They are on it. Manchester United, though, not so good. 14th place with 5 points garnered from their last 6. Are they better home or away, though? That's what we want to know. And it seems like they are better at home. Just look at that.
It's very, very close, mate. But yeah, it surprised me a little bit because I always feel like some teams get big results at Old Trafford. Maybe it's just more noticeable, but we're definitely better on the road, aren't we?
It feels good that their away form is not so great. They're 15th in that table. Bournemouth, in terms of their home, 11th. That win against Fulham, of course, boosted us massively because of that. So away from home, since our game at Old Trafford, United have beaten Fulham 1-0 and Leicester City 3-0. I mean, everyone beats Leicester at their place.
Shut up.
Tumbleweed moment. They drew 2-2 with both teams from Merseyside, lost 2-0 against Wolves, 1-0 to both Spurs and Forest, and of course they got battered at Newcastle United as well. We're going to check out all of their most recent results. We're going to look at their threats. Tom's going to predict the team. It's all coming up. We're at the QP, the home of Cherries supporters on a match day. Remember, it's a Sunday kickoff. It's live on Sky, 2:00. So this place is open at what time, mate?
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock. Come on.
Banging on the shot. Get me in.
It's all about the FA Cup this weekend at the QP. So you can watch it on the Saturday, Palace face off with Villa, but also on the Sunday as well. Come back in, watch the FA Cup because it's Manchester City versus Forest. I don't know who I want to win that.
I think I want Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd quite like a Forest Villa final. I think that'd be good. That'd be a good edge to it. And obviously, that's no disrespect to Palace, but we cannot have them taking a European spot by winning the cup. So we need Villa to step up. Villa, and I'd quite like Villa Forest. I want Villa to win it. So if Villa get Forest in the final, that'd be a nice one. So 5:15 and that kick off. So get on in there and you can watch that.
And there's live music on the QP afterwards as well with Stacey Lou, the vocalist. Absolutely incredible. Kicking off at around 4:30. The football will be on as well, so you can watch that, enjoy a few beers, enjoy the matchday food as well. Plus the raffle. If you come before the game, make sure that when you get a pint, grab a little raffle ticket, stash as many as you can get when you buy a drink. Come back in Stacey Lou's interval. Joe from the QP will be drawing 2 magic tickets. First prize £100, second prize £50. Why wouldn't you want to come here? Make sure you do. It's the home of Cherry supporters on an AFCB match day. So in our last 3 games, Cherries are unbeaten. We're going to hope to keep it going. We're going to be facing off with Manchester United, a team that I didn't realise was so bad, especially in April. But we'll have a look at their results kicking off in, say, March. Just maybe give it a bit of context, if you can possibly do that. And they had an FA Cup match against Fulham, which they lost on penalties. They had the Europa League, though, and this is their saving grace this season, isn't it?
It is, because Sociedad, I thought that's a tough one. They went there and got a draw, and then obviously in the reverse fixture, they beat them very handsomely 4-1, so that was big for them. And again, like I said, against the big boys and turning up. They turned up against Arsenal, 1-1 draw, played well in the game, went to Leicester and were far too good, won 3-0. But the Forest 1-0 wasn't even a surprise. I think Forest went into the game favourites. That didn't surprise me at all.
But I did watch that, and it felt like Man United, did batter them in many ways, apart from putting the ball in the back of the net. Yeah, so many shots.
I think it's a weird one because I literally watched Forest recently because they were Monday Night Football, weren't they? They beat Tottenham. And if you looked at the stats and all that kind of stuff, you'd go, God, Tottenham battered them. But actually watch it, I kind of thought, Forest just know what they are now. And they know if they get the goal in the counter-attack, they're very good defensively. Their problem is if they concede a few, like they did against us, and then they struggled to get out. But it was a similar type of game.
But I'll tell you what, though, the Super Sunday, mate, sometimes you want a Super Sunday match, and Sky Sports build it up. The 4:30 game, it's going to be absolutely huge. Manchester sides battling it out.
0-0.
Drab.
0-0 crap. City obviously not in the best place, and United managed to hang on and be comfortably get 0-0. And then again, the Lyon doubleheader was madness. I mean, the 2-2 at Lyon, I think Lyon scored quite late in that, and I thought, Lyon might actually edge it. I think they might win at Old Trafford. It looked like they were going to. United got it to, went to extra time, and then Lyon got 2 in extra time. So I'm like, well, that's that done. And then how Man U done that, I'll never know. That was an incredible game. But fair play, Man U got through in that. Obviously, sandwiched in them was Newcastle away. You don't really want Newcastle away sandwiched in 2 quarter-final games, and they got battered to JT. Tyndall ball, wasn't it? That Tyndall, wasn't it? 4-1, but Eddie is back now. Good to hear that, by the way. And then, recently in their last game, they lost at home to Wolves. But as you say, it was a bit of a surprise for them. They would have said, we've got to beat Wolves at home. But as we just showed, Wolves, probably not a good time to play them.
Bournemouth could be the 6th team to complete the league double over United this season. The most in a single campaign since, before the war, basically, 19 33, 34 season. Absolutely ridiculous. What about our head-to-head, though? You know what? It's slowly getting better, you know? So, of course, we haven't played them that many times. It's ramped up a lot in terms of its frequency. Of course, now that we're a Premier League side, of course, the FA Cup matches, some of them, well, one of them being very memorable, of course, that famous 2-0. Our first league win came in December 2015, but there's been a sprinkling, Tom, of a few more W's. And look, Bournemouth are unbeaten in their last 3 Premier League games against Manchester United, picking up as many points in those 3 games as they had in their first 12 against the Red Devils. So that's where we're at. We're a much improved side against them, but they aren't the side that they once were.
No, it doesn't surprise me at all, because obviously we're a lot better, they're a lot worse. And before that, like I say, most of them were kind of cup games where we were leagues and leagues below them, or the start of the Premier League, where we did get that win in our first season at home. But Man U were half decent, and they were still kind of, you know, going for them top 4 places, and they had too much for us on many occasions. But yeah, it definitely seems to have turned, mate, for sure. Like I say, Iraola unbeaten.
Yeah, in the home league games against Manchester United, in total, Bournemouth have won 2. This is in the Premier League, of course. Drawn 1, lost 4 in all competitions. Home and away, won 5, drawn 4, lost 14. Manchester United have actually conceded 8 goals in their last 3 Premier League matches against Bournemouth, as many as they had in their previous 11 put together. So, Tom, how will this game go? You know what? On paper, you look at the games that we got left. It's not great. It's not great. We're playing a lot of good sides, and Leicester. However, they're teams that, including Leicester actually, that like to play football. So that's probably not a bad thing in some ways.
Yeah, and I think there's, I agree with that point. I think, I've said this so many times, but, we struggle with Ipswich, and we've struggled with them sort of games where they're harder to break down. And obviously Palace, because they went down to 10, and Wolves as well, when we went down to 10. So, both fans of it, that sort of team. But, so in terms of playing teams that will try and play a bit, I think that suits us, for sure. And I also think it's the context of it all, mate. I think we've got, obviously, United this weekend before a big semi-final.
That's on the Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah, we potentially will be playing Arsenal in the middle of 2 Champions League semi-finals. We'll potentially be playing Villa before an FA Cup final. We'll potentially playing City around an FA Cup final. So, the only one that there might not be anything on for the opposition in terms of rest of it is Leicester on the last day, where if there's something on that, the lads have got to be good enough to beat Leicester at home. So surely you start looking at it like that, and I think, you never, I remember at the start of the season, everyone looking at the whole fixture list like you do, and you go, "Cool, that's a tough end." But I always say, I prefer to play the big boys at the end, because often they've got other things to think about.
Yeah.
And sometimes, things are already done. Like now is when you want to play Liverpool, because they've already got it.
It's done.
But yeah, so I'm not that bothered about the fixtures, I think. But on paper, I think this is one we've got to win. I think Man United at home, they'll still trying, but it's very open. We've got to be able to get a few goals against them. I like the fact that of late, even though, the performances haven't been scintillating, we've kept 2 clean sheets in a row. Back-to-back clean sheets. I actually had an El Marino.
Did you?
Yeah, because I checked on the day after, and I thought, it's still going. So that was decent. But I think back-to-back clean sheets are really big for us, because I think people are forgetting that it wasn't long ago where we all go, God, we keep seeing sloppy goals. And now, because we're not scoring those, I don't think the credit's been given to us defensively, where we've been pretty good in the last couple. So, I'm confident, mate. I've always been confident about this fixture, just because of the way they play, and I think we can hurt them. But again, what I want to see, and I'll say it when I do the predicted teams, I want that fast start.
Yeah,
I want to get them early, like we did obviously in the last home game at Fulham. Get the lead, because I don't think they're going to be good enough if we've got a lead to hurt us. And if Man United try and go, right, we're losing, let's just go for Bournemouth, we'll kill them on the break. So I'm hoping for a fast start, and I think we'll have far too much.
One of these people that is going to be key is Justin Kluivert, of course. Now, we haven't scored many goals recently, but over the course of the season, he scored 12 and leads AFC Bournemouth with 6 assists. So he should be back in. Evan Nilsson's another one of our players that will hopefully be getting double figures this season. And of course, Antoine Semenyo, hopefully he's back firing as well. No player has had more shots in the Premier League this season than him. 116 level with Mo Salah. Indeed, it's actually the most any Bournemouth player has had in a single top flight campaign. Of course, Manchester United, players to watch. I mean, I'm looking at one player mainly, Bruno Fernandes. He's like their glue, isn't he? I mean, where would they be without him?
Yeah, exactly. It's baffling to even think about how bad it would have been without him, because he just, there's so many times where I think, God, he's frustrating as hell. He puts his hands in the air and he's a bit of a whinger. I don't like him much, but when they need something, he just steps up.
He's a world-class player that seems to be, head and shoulders above, like I said earlier, a team that's in endless transition.
Yeah.
And he is their leader in many ways. In fact, he's the leading scorer in this side, 9 goals. And he also leads Manchester United with 8 assists as well. He came on for 31 minutes in their last home game against Wolves and had 4 shots, which shows you, of course they didn't go in, but shows you the impact that he had. 2 more than any other player on the pitch. He played a third of the game.
They try and find him at all times. He's often just playing everywhere because he's just going to give me the ball, make something happen, and he's the main man. The only other one, because it's such an obvious one, is probably if he plays, because he comes in and out of the team, is Mainu, just because people forget that he was big for us in the Euros in terms of getting minutes for England. He's a young lad that's coming through, and I think
scored that crucial goal against Leon, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think maybe they need to put a little bit. It's difficult with a young player, and maybe that's why they're not doing so. But I think maybe put a little bit more responsibility on him. Forget his age, because I think when he plays, he should be starting. So yeah, he's another one, but. At the back and the goalkeeper, we've got to get him. Honestly, he's probably got a blinder now. I think he's the worst goalkeeper I've ever seen.
Well, set pieces shows you not particularly great. But yeah, you're right. Kobe is the main new man. Only Cole Palmer, by the way, on 78, has created more chances in the Premier League this season than Bruno Fernandes with 77. He's also got, as I said, 9 assists this term, only reaching double figures previously in 2021 season. This match is absolutely huge. So who have we got available?
Quite a lot.
So there you go then. That's the team news. So Sinistera, we know's out. Ryan Christie, we know's out. Unal, we know's out. Everyone else is available. What?
Yeah, Sinistera is one that it wouldn't be the biggest shock in the world if suddenly he could be on the bench, but I'd be surprised. It doesn't look the case. And because Christie and Unal we know are out for the season, kind of feels like now, hopefully, we can go through the run-in with everyone fit and available. Obviously, we know that Tav and Clivert have not been back for long, so you don't know about minutes for them. Same with Smithy, who seems to have come back and just gone back in like he's flawless, the guy.
Like he's never been away.
Celesi as well seems like he's fine. Araujo's probably not ready to play a lot, but it's good to have the option and rather having just all academy lads on the bench. So yeah, it's pretty positive on that front for the first time this season, I'd say, barring mainly our main man Ryan Christie, of course. But we kind of sometimes it's better when you kind of know it's done, like he's out for the season, like rather than thinking, could he be back? Like it's done, yeah.
We know that De Ligt, Heaven, Martinez, Toby Collier, Ahmad and Joshua Zirkzee have been out injured recently. On screen on YouTube, you can see the full list from premierinjuries.com. I don't think any of those will be back this weekend. So, mate, how are you feeling about this one? We'll go. I mean, like you say, must win. Is it?
I never say must win.
I mean, like Palace was must win.
Yeah, I never say must win because I think it's just...
Ipswich was must win.
I think it's a stupid statement because you can say must win and then, it's very unlikely because Fulham, I think, play Southampton. But you say must win and then Fulham and Brighton lose and you go, we're still in the European spot. So, because we all said, that was a game we should have won against Palace, which I agree. But then the other 2 lost, so we gained a point. So it's definitely not must win. I'm just saying out of these fixtures, if I wouldn't take a draw. I wouldn't. There's certain games this season. I think we've got to look to win our home games, and then with the away games, I think we take points. So, who have we got away? Arsenal and City. Yeah, you take a point at them too, obviously. Yeah. But I think the home games we've got to be looking to win them all, and then I think if we do that, we'll be going to Bratislava or somewhere. So I can't wait.
Do you want to know who the referee is, Tom?
You can. Not interested.
Why?
They're all crap.
Look, can I just put in a name for you? Peter Banks. He takes this game. It's going to be his 3rd in charge this season. Right, let's just look at the evidence. He took our first game of the season away at West Ham in the League Cup. Nothing went wrong there.
So that was when there was no VAR, so it was up to him to see the handball that we all saw, and he didn't see it. Lovely.
Like even
so
Jared,
he knocks out the League Cup. Carry on.
Like even Jared Bowen felt sheepish there. Also, though, away at Wolves in the league, which was fine.
Gave us 3 pens.
Yeah.
Banksy!
Come on, Banksy!
Back on Banksy. Get in there.
Love a bit of Banksy, don't we? Okay, so we've got to play for both out there, mate. I have gone through the motions now. I can't remember what I did last time, because we did do this last time, and the goalkeeper was a total curveball.
Who the hell is the goalkeeper?
Exactly.
Hang on, I'm trying to think of a goalkeeper that we've had called RF.
I mean, maybe don't even think of a goalkeeper. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, I know what you've done.
Had to go in once.
Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah, he had to go. We haven't had. Like, can anyone in the comments name a goalkeeper that's played for both Bournemouth and Man United? I couldn't find one.
And
if you put it below.
Also, I think one of the centre-backs, John O'Shea, has also gone in goal. So they could rotate. I'm sure, let me know, I'm sure that I'm going to find afterwards. He had to go in goal for a game as well.
Did he?
Yeah, so I'm going to rotate Rio and John O'Shea for the half each.
So well done for getting Jo then. So for people listening on our podcast, I'll read it out. RF was in goal. Jo.
Yeah.
You did well, because I could have put JOS, but that would have been too obvious.
Yes. Right back is EL, which is Ethan Laird.
Yeah. Centre back, CC. Oh, it's obvious.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. No,
CC.
he was on loan with us.
Oh, was he? Would you call him a ghost?
Yeah.
Yes, Chris Casper.
Okay, the one on the left back may not know. This was 90s, was it?
PT, left back.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be at the end of your tether if you didn't get this one.
Is it Paul Telfer?
No, Paul Tether.
I've never heard of him. The LD.
Paul Tether.
Never heard of him.
He played
sure
for
it's not Paul
Manchester
Telfer?
United
That sounds right.
No, Paul Tether.
So we've had Paul Telfer and Paul Tether
Yeah,
at the club. That's brilliant. I like that.
In midfield then,
I like what you've done there. Mark Rawlinson in there.
I have put Mark. I don't think
He was in the academy, wasn't he?
Yeah, academy, and may have been named on the bench for the first team a couple of times, but never actually played. Who else?
JR. Oh, it's Joe Rothwell.
Correct. Well done.
I think the other one's Ben Pierce, but you haven't put it in. So them two were both there, weren't they? Together? RB is Russell Beardsmore.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
GB is George Best. JK is Josh King. And TM is Tim McDougall.
Easy. Come on. How many did you get?
Is there any? I can try to think if there's any more I can think of that you haven't done. There isn't. There can't be many. There can't be many.
There's
Maybe
a few. I mean,
loans.
you spoke about.
Who did I mention? I did mention someone else, didn't I?
Yeah,
Ben Pearson come through
Ben
there.
Pearson.
There is probably others, but let us know in the comments if you try and mix up, try and make it a bit difficult. But yeah, I genuinely cannot think of a goalkeeper at all.
Yeah,
it's
a real was all I had.
Yeah, no, or John O'Shea.
Right, let's do Matt's stats then. Now, he's looked at the last 4 league games. This checks out the form of Manchester United. They, of course, had 2 home games, 2 away games. Man City and Wolves at home, Nottingham Forest and Newcastle away. Man U gained 1 point, scored 1 goal and conceded 6, although they had the better chances in 3 of the 4 games, according to XG. So the XG is 4.58 goals and XGC of 3.3, meaning Man United have been underperforming in both attacking and defensive senses, so we'll absolutely take that. Of course, they've had 1 goal scorer in their last 4 games, Garnacho. He was set up by Dallo. I don't know about Garnacho. He's such a weird player.
1 minute I think, oh God, he looks tasty. I'm a bit worried about him. And then the next minute I think, God, he doesn't do anything. So yeah, I'd be interested to know. I think they're kind of split at Man U as well.
Yeah.
Because do you kind of look at them and go, right, build a team around him being one of the, or do you go, he's not going to be good enough? I'm not sure. I think what I will say to Garnacho is I don't think the system suits him. No. He likes just being a natural kind of winger, really wide.
It's all about the system.
It's all about the system. But yeah, he's definitely one that wouldn't shock me if he caused us problems, put it that way, on his day. Yeah. I don't think his day's consistent enough.
The average positions of the starting lineups can be seen on screen if you're watching on YouTube. No real clear pattern, and the lineup's probably going to be likely more disrupted if Manchester United are resting players, of course, before their European semi-final. And also, the following plot on screen compares the summary stats of United and AFCB over the last 4. Goal attempts per game and big chances are in AFCB's favour, as are goals scored, with Manchester United being notably poor at finishing. And finally, the possession percentage, which is always difficult to say, by the way. That's equal, although Man United have a slightly higher pass completion percentage. The proportion of chances from set plays are similar, although Man United are conceding a higher proportion from those set pieces. As we said, corners, free kicks, let's get him in there. Right, predicted teams, and we'll start with AFC Bournemouth then, Tom.
Yes.
What are you going for, sir?
Obviously, main man El Marino, Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Come on.
Goal. I'm going to stick the same at the back, so Adam Smith at right back.
Yeah.
Ilya Zabani, indeed, House and centre backs, and Milos Kerkez at left back. Tyler Adams, and I'm going to go Lewis Cook back in. Obviously, he was kind of rested or dropped, whatever you want to say, for the Palace game. But I think he plays next to Adams. And I think Scott will go back to the bench because, like I said, I talked about this fast start that I want, and I think he'll want against Man United. They're a team that not big on confidence at the moment, so I think get at them early. So I'm going to mix it up a little bit in that front three, obviously behind Evan Nilsson, Tavernier, Kluivert and Semenyo. Just because I want to make this point is I think Dango was one of our better players in the last game, actually. The last few he's been all right. But I just think he keeps starting. I just think surely he's going to look at some point and go, he could be someone off the bench to come on. Let's start with them. I think them three are the three. I think you start with them behind Ever and see how it goes. And you've still got then Alex Scott, Dango Ouattara, David Brooks to come on and maybe settle it and keep the ball a bit better. But I think them three behind Ever is the way to go.
I think your mentality as a winger like Dango, it's going to be different when you're coming on to when you're starting a game. Yeah. You're not trying to impact the game. You're just starting a game and you're trying to do what you do. But like you say, he can definitely provide that impact when he comes on, and that's going to be in his head when he comes on. He needs to change the game. So, okay, Manchester United then. Now, there was a forum comment on Vitals that I read suggesting that Bruno might be rested for them. Of course, we know about Bilbao, but do you think that would be the case? I'm not sure it would.
I'm not sure. I think it's I get the point. Their eyes are all going to be on that game on Thursday.
There's nothing going on in the league, is there?
No.
But momentum's key sometimes.
Yeah, it's still quite a way away. And I just think they'll probably look at it more and go, maybe like regardless of the result, we'll try and take you off around the hour. I think the fact they've got players like Mason Mount available now, even if they want to go more defensive and bring on Casemiro, they've got bodies in them kind of areas. So I think they'll more start him and hope to take him off. That's what I'm going to go with anyway. It could be the other way around. Because sometimes I think you don't want... It's probably not as good on the legs if you have him on the bench to try not to, and then have to use him and he's got to run around like a lunatic. So I'm going to stick with him. But we'll start in goal. I'm going to go Anana, hopefully. Their backup goalie done it much better, to be fair. They're going to go with that back three, as Amorim always does. They've mixed it up a lot. I'm just going to go with what I think, which is Yoro, Harry Maguire and Mazraoui as three centre-backs. Lindelof's played now and again, but I'm going to go with them three. Dallo on the right side. I'm going to go with Dorgu, who I don't know if you remember, we were briefly linked with him before Milos Kerkez.
Yeah.
Nothing come of it, and he's ended up going to Man United. I think they'll give him another shot, even though they've got Shaw coming back and Amas, the young lad, doing well. I think they'll play Dorgu. I'm going to go with Mainu and Ugarte in the middle, because I think that rotates a little bit. And then you've got the youthful next to Ugarte, who's not really a runner. Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes behind, Højlund up top.
So there we go. That's Tom's predicted teams. What do you think? Any changes in there? Let us know in the comments. So it's come to the time where we predict.
Can I just say to you, do you remember last time?
Yes, I know what you're about to say.
And you went, well, you just say something for me because I'm not going to predict.
Well, since we've been done that, we haven't lost.
And I said, and you went, all right, I'll say 0-0. And it was 0-0. Oh, there goes Palace. So you go, God. So what you do here is you go, all right, then I'll just say 5-0. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do it that way, because that kind of technically that works as well.
Well, look, maybe. Bournemouth are looking to record 3 consecutive Premier League clean sheets for the first time since November 2000.
El Marino was good as well. It was decent.
It was. The third game back then, by the way, was a 1-0 win against Manchester United when we kept 3 consecutive clean sheets. So there's something to think about. Also, worth thinking about the fact that Manchester United have failed to score in 13 different Premier League games this season, with only Leicester and Everton doing so more than them. They last failed to score more in more league games in a single campaign in 89-90, mate.
Before I was born. So you want me to predict, do you?
Yeah, go on then. You do yours.
I've been saying for a while now I fancy this, so I'm not going to back down now. You got to go strong, innit? You got to go hard. You got to go strong. You think, oh, I might look like a dick, but who cares? You got to go with what you believe. 3-0 again to Bournemouth. I think we'll kill them. I think we'll have too much for them. I think we'll be up for it, and I think we'll have them. Really fancy us, mate. If we don't, we don't. But I think if we're on it, which I reckon we will be, I reckon we'll be bang up for this one. Looking at the league table, looking at the running, I thought we'll be bang up for it. They're not good at the moment. I think we can hurt them. I'm going 3-0. I'm going to go for Evan Nilsson to get a brace as well, which might be my little shout.
That scoreline, I always feel, I mean, my muscle memory will tell me why, but I always feel that scoreline's more likely away. Because
we have done it more away.
We've never...
You're trying to give a little shout out to Parkerboy, aren't you, after his promotion? Do you remember we done 3-0s?
Pass it back, Scotty Parker.
Well done, Scotty, by the way.
Fair play.
I'm actually pleased for him.
No, I am as well.
And pleased for Jane as well. But if the club want to thank the other team and congratulate the other team, I'm not doing that.
No, not at all.
Go on, give us a prediction. Go on, I'll let you. Because then if we don't win, I'll just blame you.
I mean, we've never beaten United by more than 1 goal at Dean Court, right? Apart from in the FA Cup back.
Oh, right, yeah, in the league, yeah, we've just with that 1-2-1.
The way they... I don't know. I think
is there a case of a bit like the Fulham game where we're in that position now where it's so crucial that we're more likely to sit on it a little bit.
You
You
know
know, like
what?
before, we always go for 2 or 3. The Fulham game, we didn't.
I think it's going to be 2-1.
Okay.
And that's what I really think. That's what I really think. I think it's going to be 2-1.
Okay.
I think they will score, but I think we should hopefully have enough. I mean, this is for some very optimistic predictions. I don't want to see yours.
When I think about them scoring, my concern, I don't know why, because you just spoke about how bad they are, is Aaron Maguire from a corner.
Yeah, I know.
He's an absolute lump,
Yeah.
isn't he? And I feel like we look susceptible at times, but hopefully, obviously, we'll be switching on to that. I really fancy us, mate. I really, really do. I think we'll win this. We'll go to Arsenal and skank a point. Then we'll beat Villa, because they'll be concentrating on the FA Cup. Then we'll go to City and get a point, and then we'll smash Leicester on the last day. We'll be a first pitch invasion for ages, because I'm just going to do it anyway. And show me the way to Bratislava.
Well, that's been an interesting one. Let us know what you think. But until Sunday...
I want to give a quick shout out to Anne Parsons. She went into my mum manager's charity shop.
Yeah.
She went in there and just said, Mum mentioned back of the net, and she was like, "What, you're Tom's mum? Like, we watch it all the time. Anne and Roger, they watch us all the time and they love it." So I said to Mum, I'll give them a shout out. So there you go. I'm so kind.
Anne Parsons, that was for you. Other chairs. See you in the next one. Come on.
Couldn't you technically do Ryan Giggs? Didn't he play for us in like a little... He did, didn't he? Was it Nicky Butt as well?
Yeah, I remember
You
that.
could have done that with curveball.
Yeah, we could.
But I can't think of any... I really want a goalkeeper before someone gets in the comments.